So there's those that would be, so with the salt and sugar tax, then what would it actually mean? Does it mean that food manufacturers need to reduce the amount of salt and sugar and then they will pay less in tax? Or is that how it works?
They will be taxed. We don't know exactly, or the levy, we don't know exactly what the level will be. But basically the idea is that they bring the sugar down, because sugar and salt together are two terrible ingredients when it comes to obesity. And the computer modelling, which Henry Dimbleby has done, has actually shown that, in fact, the reduction in sugar will be roughly 10 grams per person per day, and for salt, about half a gram, which is actually very significant in terms of salt. But the really impressive figure is that combined, they will reduce the amount of fat which we eat every day by 118,000 tons.
But you see, that's all very well, but ultimately, though, because I actually get quite annoyed with these so if you're buying a mixed drink or something to go with water, the fact that they put different additives like saccharin or aspartame or other things, I personally would rather have the sugar. I'd rather you put the sugar in, and then I can work out how much I should be taking of that. I don't know the outcome of aspartame, saccharin, all these other different things that they're putting in instead of that. And could we not be setting ourselves up for more issues down the line that we may not have anticipated that could be worse than sugar?
I believe not. I mean, sugar is the worst of all of them. The sacharins and the other sweeteners are also a problem, but not such a problem. But it's the sugar itself. And we are...
Why though? Why though? Because ultimately when you eat something, it breaks it down to sugar. So carbohydrate is another word for sugar. It breaks that thing down to glucose so your body can process it. So everything is ultimately sugar. So why, why shouldn't people just be left to work out to do it themselves? It's not going to make... It'll affect people.
You can work it out, but I would guarantee that 75% of the population can't work it out. And therefore, if you will, the advice is this is what should happen. You have to remember that sometimes, and particularly in snacks, the sugar levels are so high, way, way over the recommended amount per day, let alone per snack. And people consume them, and they consume them too much, 20%, 50% sometimes with children. And therefore, the government has a duty to protect the health of the nation and therefore to bring the levels down to a reasonable level.